everybody, and welcome to the channel. Well, I just got done compiling the points, and let's get right to it and see what the points look like here for the 1992 season. First, let's look at the manufacturing points. Ford ran away with it with, as you can see, 14 victories with 121 points, 16-point lead over Chevy. Chevy won 8 races. Pontiac won 5, 6, and Oldsmobile only won 1 race this year. Let's take a look back at the season here. Ford started off winning 1, 2 races, then a Pontiac, then Ford won 2 more races, then a Pontiac, then Ford, a Pontiac, Ford, and then a Chevy took them to the 12th race to win a race. Then Oldsmobile with their only win at Pocono, and that was Harry Gant winning that race. Then we go to Michigan and Chevy wins. Then Pontiac back in the winner's circle at the Pepsi 400. And then on the Pocono, Ford wins. And then Chevy starts running off some wins here. Chevy won at Talladega, Watkins Glen, and Michigan. Pontiac gets back into the chase and wins at Bristol. Then Ford at Richmond, Ford at Dover, Chevy at Martinsville, Chevy at North Wilkesboro, Ford back at Charlotte and the Rock, then Pontiac at Phoenix, and their last race, Ricky Rudd wins it in a Chevy. So now let's look at the points. That's what we've all been looking for. We'll make this a little bigger here so you can see better. And let's take a look at the 1992 points. Alrighty. And your champion by 21 points. I miscalculated during the Atlanta race. Is Alan KULWICKI. He wins this by 21 points. I was thinking Harry Gant was leading the points by 15. It was the other way around, and Alan was leading by 15. So Alan KULWICKI barely does enough to win this championship. Let's take a look here. 135 to 129. Poor Bill fell from 3rd to 4th in points as Rusty with 160 points. And Bill with 99. He falls down to 4th. Let's take a look back at the season here. As you can see, you had one driver, and that was Rusty Wallace there in purple. He won 5 races. Bill, he won 4. And Alan, he won 3. And Harry Gant, who finished 21 points behind, only won 1 race. Let's see what race that Harry won here. I think it was that Pocono race. Yep. Race number 13 at Pocono is the only race Harry Gant won, but he was just consistent. We'll go over this. As you can see, Alan KULWICKI started out the year good. So did Awesome Bill with the win at Daytona. Then KULWICKI comes back and wins at Rockingham. Finishes 2nd at Richmond. Does a nice job at Atlanta. Probably one of his worst races is here at Darlington, and then followed by Bristol, finishing around 20th. Then he rebounds at North Wilkesboro and wins. Comes back and wins the longest race of the year at the World Coca-Cola, or I think it was the Coca-Cola. It might have been the Pepsi 600 then. Comes back and has a good Michigan, and there's where he starts to falter at Daytona. It's his worst race. Then he faltered at Darlington, faltered at Richmond, 2 bad races in a row. And then Phoenix, another bad race for him. Hey, how's it going, ID? Yeah, nice to hear from you too, bud. Just going over the 1992 season I just got done. Thanks for watching the final race. I miscalculated, and Alan KULWICKI actually won the points. I forgot Alan was 15 points up, not 15 points behind. So Harry Gant finished 21 points behind him. And Rusty Wallace made it pretty close. He finished 72 points behind Alan. He tried to make a race of it, and poor Bill ended up finishing 4th. Let's take a look here, folks, at the actual championship in 1992. Look at the points here. It's pretty amazing, man, how close this game gets stuff done. It is amazing. We'll remove this, get another screenshot here. And as you can see, Alan KULWICKI won it by 10 points. Bill was 2nd. Davey Allison was 3rd. Harry was 4th. So like I say, you had 3 out of the top 4 right. And then Cal Petty didn't have a very good year. Neither did Mark Martin. Ricky Rudd and Terry Labonte, let's see where they was in the points here. Bring that back up. See where they was. Okay, here. Let's get a look here. See where in the heck those two finished at. Terry ended up finishing 6th in the points. So that's not bad. Like I say, Mark Martin was 9th. Ricky Rudd ended up finishing 8th. How about Sterling Marlin finishing 7th in points? Where did he actually finish at in the year here? Let's look. I know Sterling had a lot better year than what he did in real life. Well, Sterling finished 10th, so that's not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Finishing where he did. I don't think so. Good job by Sterling. Yeah, not bad at all for Sterling, I don't think. Finished what, 3 spots higher? Like I say, this game is so accurate. Oh, exactly, ID. I don't I don't like using the word simple, but for a simple engine, it's just amazing how accurate this game is. I mean, it just blows me away that it comes out this accurate. It is nuts. I mean, it's not exact, but it is real enough. I mean, when you got your points leader, Alan KULWICKI, winning by 5 points in real life, and in a replay, one of the guys that was in the top 3 finishes 2nd and finishes 21 points behind him. That is amazing. And Bill, he finished 2nd, is still in the top 4, 110 points behind. Like I say, it is something completely amazing. I love this game, like I say. I don't know how an engine like this does it, but somehow, some way, it gets her down. And with all the rolls you do, like you say, you're rolling a lot of dice, and it just magically comes out, man. Sure. Rounding out the top 10 was DW and Darrell Waltrip. How about Ted Musgrave finishing 11th in points? Yes, exactly. Yep. It comes out so close, and so does the races. I mean, there were so many races where the top five was the top five. They might not be in the exact order, but they're the top five. Yeah. And I had a few races where the winner was actually the winner. Yep. The big surprise was Rusty. Rusty did real well. I mean, he didn't do bad in the real year, but Rusty did a lot better. He kind of took over the place for Mark Martin. Mark and him kind of flipped. And like I say, Terry Labonte was just Terry Labonte. If you watched racing back then, he's just Mr. Consistent. Didn't win a race, but in the top 10. Look at him. I mean, sure. And was right there battling for the championship. I mean, he was only 193 points behind. The last two races, let's look here, Terry. Last two races hurt him. Here we go. He finished 10th, and then he finished 20th in the last two races. Just imagine if he'd have finished in the top five those two races, he'd have been right there. He'd have been right there with them. Yeah. Like I say, ID, just leave a suggestion what season you like to see. You can leave it in this comment section in live chat, or in the comment section when I get done, or go back to the final race of Atlanta and leave a comment, because I got every season from 1949 until 2022. Yeah. And I've done 76, 79, 87, and right now me and Troy's working on 69. So that'd be about the only 4 seasons I wouldn't want to do. But other than that, I'm open to any suggestions. Cool. I might do the what was that? Was that 99? Let's take a look here. I think 99 was the year that Jarrett dominated the Cup season. Let's see if I remember right. I like to do something like that. I've just did the closest NASCAR. Yeah, that was 99. Maybe we'll do 99 then, because like I say, that's when Jarrett. Take a look at these. He dominated. He won easily. Like I say, he was in here. I'll let you see the screen here. Let's bring the screen up here. Show you what Jarrett did. Like I said, I'd be the complete opposite of this year. And see how well the game does with a dominating season. Make this bigger, make it a little easier to see. Like I say, Jarrett won by 200 points. Yeah, 10 times as much as what happened this year for me over Terry Labonte. He didn't win a lot of races, but look at that. 29 out of 34 races, he was in the top 10. 29 out of 34. Let's see, did he have any DNFs? Racing at the finish, that's what that RAF stands for. One race he wasn't racing at the finish. One DNF. One race the car was parked in the garage. That is freaking amazing. 24 top fives out of the 29 top tens. 4 of the top fives, of course, were wins. But yeah, who actually won the most races that year? Looks like Jeff Gordon won the most races. You was talking about the 21 season. Let's take a look at the the '01 season. Yeah. That was old Jeff Gordon's season. Was you a Jeff Gordon fan? Why, I love NASCAR, and Donald Weed, I don't know if you're familiar with him or not, but he produced every season that Keith didn't make. So I got the from 2011 to 2022 is the seasons Keith made, and then Donald Weed, he went back and did every season from 1949 until 2010 that Keith didn't do. Of course, Keith did 84, 79, 89, and 99. He did those seasons. And 92. Man, that Jeff Gordon dominated this year, didn't he? Winning by 300 and some points. That might be a good year to do, like I say. Yeah. See a domination. He won 6 races. That was the most wins. 24 top 10s. So he had 10 races that he wasn't running at the end, I guess. Well, no, just 2. 34 out of 36. Yeah, just 2. Yeah. Sterling Marlin was 3rd in points that year. Ricky Rudd 4th. Dale Jarrett 5th. Bobby Labonte 6th. Rusty Wallace 7th. Earnhardt Jr. was 8th. Kevin Harvick was 9th. And Jeff Burton was 10th. Yeah. Was you a Jeff Gordon fan, ID? See some other seasons here. Could be interesting. Of course, me being a Ford man, you got the 85 season with Bill winning it. I mean, with DW winning it and Bill winning all them races. See how that would work out. That'd be a pretty interesting season. Like I say, DW won the championship, but Bill won 10 races that year. That was crazy year. Sorry, Bill won 11 races. I shorted him one. Yeah, I liked most of them back then, too. Of course, like I say, my favorite drivers always drove Fords. Kyle Petty in the top 10. How about Lake Speed being in the top 10 in 85? That's pretty crazy, ain't it? Oh, Lake Speed. How about that? Finished at 10th. Terrible Tim Richmond finished in 11th. Man, I wish that man would have lived longer. That would have been awesome to see him run. Yeah, would have been awesome to see him run. Yeah. See who else we got here. Got Bobby Hillin Jr. finishing 15th. That's pretty cool. The King finishing 14th in points that year in 85. See what other years we got here. Could be interesting. Got Tony Stewart's first 2002 winning his first championship with Gibbs. The How Do You Like Me Now season when everybody was on him about his attitude. And he wins the championship. He only won that championship by 38 points over Mark Martin. Only won 3 races. Heck, Mark only won 1. Darn. Yeah. Kurt Busch won 4 that year. Gordon and Johnson won 3 apiece. Matt Kenseth won 5. It's probably the most wins that year. Let's look. Yep, Matt won the most races with 5. That was a very competitive year. How many drivers won races? Sure. You got 16, 17, 18 drivers won a race that year. That is crazy. That was as bad as last year. 10 drivers won 2 races or more. Yeah, then 8 others. Sure. Man. Let's see some more stuff here. Of course, Kyle Larson's 2021 season, that'd be a heck of a year to do. That was a dominating year. I like that boy. He's a damn good driver. Yeah. 10 races, sure. Yeah, that'd be a heck of a year to do. Closest was Truax with 4 races. Crazy, I say. But how many drivers won a race that year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 16 drivers won a race that year with him winning 10. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, if he wasn't winning, nobody else was really dominating. Like I say, with Truax only winning 4, second most. Let's look at 89. That was a heck of a year. Rusty Wallace won the championship in 89. See how many races he won in 89. Of course, we could do Bill's 1988 championship when he beat Rusty for the championship. Rusty won 6 races, so did DW that year. Earnhardt won 6. How about the previous year with Bill winning it? You had Bill winning 6 races, Rusty winning 6. Bill only won that championship by 24 points. That'd be a nice close year to run. Sure. Yeah. Wouldn't be a bad year to do at all. Let's see here. Of course, I love the 70s. 70s and the 80s got to be my favorite years. You got, I already did 76. We could do 77 and 78 and see if Yarborough could win 3 in a row. Then you got the King winning in 79. I did that season before I had a YouTube channel. DW actually won that year. Richard didn't get his 7th championship for me then. Like I say, I'm doing the 69 season with Troy Carter. We need to get back up and running with that. No, I got rid of Avalon Hill had that USAC game. It was the Indianapolis 500. I had that game ID, but I don't have that no more. That was a nice racing game, but that was lap by lap, running the Indianapolis 500 lap by lap. It took a while, but it was cool. Like I say, you got all 33 drivers' cards, and you ran the Indianapolis 500. I don't know if you ever seen that game or not, but that was the only other racing game I've ever had. Let's see if I can bring it up here. Avalon Hill. USAC racing. Yeah. Here it is on Board Game Geek. Like I say, yeah, that could work. I could do that ID. Yep. Do a selection show. Yep. Yeah, that would be cool. Kind of split it into before the Winston Cup, and then after the Winston Cup, maybe have like 3 categories. Yeah. Like I say, have from like 49 to 70, because 71's when Winston Cup came in. Then 71 until I think it was 2003 when Matt Kenseth was the last Winston Cup champion. Then you had 2004 until now, where it was Next Cup, Sprint Cup, and now just NASCAR. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's the only racing game I've had besides here's the track. Like I say, you had 33 cars, start finish line. Let's see if they got any driver's cards here. Show any of the driver cards. There's some of the driver cards. Barely see them. And on the back of the picture, it had their stats you would roll and would tell you how many spaces they would get or if they lost control. And you could charge with them and take risk, but you could spin out more. See if they got a close up of the. There's the back of the cards. Like I say, you rolled a 12, it was a trouble chart. 2 was a 15 places. Yeah. There's the lap sheets. Like I say, each lap you did. Yep. It was cool though. And there's the 3 boards. You put them together and make up the track. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I've seen you have that, and you got the Formula One Type 2, don't you? What's that one called? By GMT. That's all the pictures they had. Let's go back and see if I skipped any. There's a better picture of the track. It looks like somebody did it on Excel or something. That's pretty cool looking. Of course, the cars I had didn't have different colors. They was all yellow, and it was hard to see the number. I had to take black magic marker and put on there Grand Prix. Yep, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, like I say, I didn't have different color cars. They was all yellow. That's what I had. And like I say, you can see they did the same thing I did. It was so hard to see the number. You had to get black magic marker out, put on the numbers so you could tell the difference in the cars. But that's exactly what I had there. Yeah. And there's the driver cars. Like I say, they had a nice picture of them on the front. Somebody took some time painting that, made their own track. Yeah, pretty cool how they took their time painting them. There's AJ Foyt's car. Does it say what year that is? That's 65. I had 79. That was a pretty good year. That was Rick Mears winning it in 79. Yeah, that's exactly how. There's a nice card of it. Oh, Poncho Carter. I love Poncho Carter. Like I said, you could do normal, charge, back off, and then your troubles and your pit stops. Yeah, my nephew has a 3D printer. He moved down to North Carolina though. But yeah, they are nice. Yeah, but that's what the cards look like on the back. Pretty neat. He qualified at 212 mile an hour back in. I was in 1985. Somebody did a great job with it. Here's some more cards. Here you got there. You got Ari Lyondike. Yeah. Tony Stewart. Pretty cool cards there. Scott Sharp. Craig Ray. Sam Smith. Yeah. Dave's Gaming. Yeah. I I subscribe to his channel ID. I'll have to check him out. Look at those blue cards. Mine was yellow. Andretti with a 194 qualifying speed. Oh, Danny Ungaius. I always like Danny Ungaius. Of course, Super Tex AJ Foyt. There's the Unsers. There's Sneva. There's Rick Mears. And that's it for that. Let's take a look again at the points here for 1992. Like I say, what a great season. I thought it would be, but man, it lived up to its expectations, that's for sure. Let's see how Harry did. Let's see what his worst race was. Oh, Harry Gant. A 90th points there. What's 90 points? So I would have been about 25th in that race. So far, Richmond was his worst race. Like I say, he was just consistent. Look at that. Man. There's Bristol with 94 points. Oh, there's another Richmond race. He didn't do well at Richmond, did he? 85 points at Richmond. That would have been around a 26th place finish. Yeah, Richmond was definitely his Achilles heel. But man, he was just Mr. Consistency. That's for sure. Poor Bill wasn't. Look at that. 99 points, 170, 72, 85, 90. Then he wins, finishes second. Then another 64 points. What's that? That's a 30 some place finish, 33rd. 76, 143 a win, 87. He was anything but consistent, up and down all year. 63.79. A win. Second. Top 5. Top 10. Second. Another bad finish at Darlington. Top 10. Top 10. A second place finish and a win. Like I say, he was up and down, up and down. Here's the two, Mark Martin and Cal Petty. Cal Petty was supposed to be like, let's see here. I think he was supposed to be like 5th or 6th in points. Let's bring this up again. See where Cal was supposed to be at in real life. He was a disappointment, that's for sure. Cal was supposed to finish 5th in points. Bring it up here so y'all can see it. Yeah, definitely a disappointment was Cal Petty. He was supposed to be 133 points behind. Instead, let's see here. Instead, he was 13th, 529 points behind. Yeah, he was definitely the biggest disappointment. Let's see who had the best improvement. Had to be Rusty. Where did Rusty supposedly? Rusty was supposed to finish 13th. So those two kind of switched spots. Rusty did a lot better this in my replay than what he was supposed to. He finishes 3rd in points. So him and Cal Petty kind of like flip-flop spots. Let's see what the King did in real life. He finished 17th in points for his last season. Let's see where he finished at in real life in the points. I don't think he did that well. There's Ken Schrader at 17th. Where's the King? King did a lot better in my replay. Finished 26th in real life. Like I say, in my replay, he finished 17th. Picked up 9 spots in my replay. I knew he was having a heck of a year. He finished in the top 10 quite a few races. Led a few races. Had a shot at winning races. That's for sure. Yeah. Let's see who did terrible in my replay that maybe shouldn't have done that bad. Ken Schrader finished 22nd. Where did I say Kenny finished? I think Kenny was ranked 17th. So yeah, him and the King kind of traded spots. Kenny was supposed to be 17th in points, and he finished in the 20s, and that's where the King finished. Matter of fact, the King was probably the worst driver that ran every race. No, Dave Marcus was. Poor Dave, 29th in points. Let's see where he finished at in my replay, because he sure had bad luck. Let's see. Dave finished 30th. Yeah. Greg Sachs got ahead of him. So he finished 1 spot better in real life, but sure. Yeah, Greg Sachs was supposed to finish 30th in real life. He got ahead of Dave Marcus. Jimmy Hensley did a lot better in my replay. He finished 28th in points in real life. Let's see where Jimmy finished in my replay. Because he ran a few good races, that's for sure. He almost won a few. Where's the 28th in points? 28th compared to, oh, he finished exactly the same. 28th. I thought he did better. Yep. How many points did he have? 2,410. How many did he have in my replay? 2,538. So he did do a little better. Okay, ID. You have a good evening. Yeah, maybe I'll do that selection show. Get people involved in it, ID. Alrighty, guys. That's your wrap-up show here. Like I say, let me know. ID thinks it'd be a good deal to do a selection show. I can do that. Like I say, I got every season from 49 till 2022. So I could split them into like thirds. Have a 1949 to 1970, and then 71 to 2003, and then 2003 until 2022, and then let you pick from those three categories. Yeah. Or I can do 1949 through 1969, do 70, 80, and 90, put them together. And then the 2000s and 2010s, maybe put the 90s and the 2000s together, and then do the 2010s and 2020s. Do something like that, make it 4 groups, either 3 or 4 groups. So, like I say, leave a comment here in the video on what you would like to see next. If you want me to do a random selection show, or if you would like for me to do a Pacific season, just drop me a line here, or drop me a line in the previous video with the Atlanta race. You all have a great evening. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let me show you the room here. I haven't shown you the room since I redone it here. Put some nice pictures of Dale Murphy back there, and I got the M&M boys, and then I got Mick by himself. Then I put some race cars up. I want to thank my daughter and her boyfriend for putting that stuff up for me, man. Really made the room look nice back there, I think. And all, I want to show that off here while I got a chance. Again, I want to thank you all for stopping by, ID. And like I say, hit that subscribe button if you haven't been here on the channel before. Hit that bell. And in the comment section, let me know what you think of the next racing season you'd like to see, or if you would like to see a selection show, and then you all can vote on it. Until next time, you all take care.